The gentleman yields. The chair now recognizes the gentleman from Arizona, Representative Ciscomani, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise today on the solemn anniversary of the most tragic day in modern American history, the September 11th attacks. 23 years ago, our nation was deliberately attacked by al-Qaeda terrorists, killing almost 3,000 Americans and injuring countless more in the worst attack against our homeland in American history. On this day, let us honor the memories of the fallen and stand with the friends and families of those who perished. May their memories always be a blessing. Let us also commend the courage of the first responders and emergency personnel who put themselves in harm's way to help the victims. While others ran to safety, these individuals braved smoke and fire to service to their fellow Americans, sometimes paying the ultimate sacrifice while in the line of duty. While terrorists hope to break and brazen, while the terrorists hoped this brazen attack would break America's resolve, they were dead wrong. In these days and months following 9/11, our nation came together with a renewed sense of fortitude, unity, and determination. It sparked an enduring sense of resilience that carried us through the darkest hour and emboldened us to hold those responsible accountable. May God bless America. Madam Speaker, I rise today to shine a light on the destructive surge and scourge of fentanyl, which is poisoning communities in my district and across the nation. Across America, countless lives have been lost, and too many lives have felt, and families have felt the pain of losing a loved one. In May, I hosted members of the judiciary for a field hearing in my district. We heard from Jo Fagan Alexander, a mother who has tragically lost not only one, but 2 children to the fentanyl crisis, Sam and Gabe. Tragically, these are only 2 of the many lives lost to the poison at the hands of the Mexican drug cartels and the Chinese Communist Party. Amid the ongoing border crisis, the amount of fentanyl entering our country has spiked to record levels, endangering citizens across the nation. In Arizona, the cost of this epidemic ballooned to over $58 billion in 2023, accounting for the cost of hospitals, public services, law enforcement officers, and the loss of quality of life and productivity of those suffering from this addiction. Just this week, this body passed H.R. 8863, the Detect Fentanyl and Salinizine Act. This would authorize DHS to test and develop more technology to better detect these deadly drugs, which we must do more. I stand willing and ready to work with any of my colleagues who want to find solutions to solve this crisis. The stakes could not be clearer. One pill can kill. We must do more to fight the spread of fentanyl to ensure the safety of our citizens and our communities. Madam Speaker, I rise today with the grave concerns over the continued reports of pharmacies closing in rural communities across my district. I was notified by a constituent recently that 2 independent pharmacies in Wilcox and Benson will soon close, citing the constrictive practices of pharmacy benefit managers. Local independent pharmacies are critical to rural communities as they are often the only medical provider for hundreds of miles, especially in light of the vast consolidation of large pharmacies buying up smaller ones. We must stand for independent practices that serve our local communities. As we speak, this becomes a rural access health crisis, forcing residents of those communities to travel long distances to receive the medication and medical services that they need. This not only places an undue burden on those with limited resources and mobility, but it also increases their risk of delayed treatments and worsened health outcomes, leaving rural communities vulnerable and underserved. It is critical that we address this growing problem now and support our rural pharmacies to ensure that all individuals, regardless of where they live, have access to the health care that they deserve. And with that, I yield back.